Hi everyone, my name is Arthur, and this is Valerie. She's my daughter and a little fashionista. And this is Valerie's wardrobe. Well, actually a small part of it. Now, since kids grow so fast, once every 3-4 months, my wife puts all this in a bag and comes to me saying, Arthur, do something with this. And I do. Well, actually, this is the actual photo of our basement. So you might wonder, why not just sell it on classified websites like most other parents do, right? The same way they did like 20 years ago. But the funny thing is that 20 years ago, listing an ad was much easier. You just made a phone call and told what you wanted to sell. While today, selling is a real hassle. There are too many steps involved in listing an item, and when you're finally done, you have to arrange payment and shipping for each of your items with each of the buyers. Imagine you have like 20 or 30 items for sale, or the full basement like I do. Now, the ordering process is also far from being perfect. Not only it involves contacting the seller to coordinate each purchase, but the buyer takes all the risks, since this payment is not secured, and you can't return the item if something is wrong with it, which is totally unacceptable. That's why we made Kidzee, a mobile marketplace for beloved kids fashion, which makes parent-to-parent trading that simple, safe, and fun. So let's see how it works. You simply take a photo of the item and select very few input fields. That's it. You're selling in seconds. No text typing required. We will suggest you the price. And when you get a sale, you just print out the shipping label and drop off the package at the nearest parcel terminal. So the ordering process is also extremely simple. You just select the item that you like, click buy, and pay for it. That's it, just like an average online store. And the payment goes through Kidzee, so it's secured. And if something is wrong with the item, you can send it back and get a refund. So in order to make money, we'll be charging 19% on each transaction, as well as offer brand new outlet clothes to those who tend not to buy second-hand fashion. We know what they're selling, so we can easily offer a replacement. The market's promising. Baltic countries alone make around 150 million, and the EU is expected to hit 65 billion euro by 2018. The competition's out there, but these are mainly on-school players, most of whom provide really crappy user experience. And you can see by this table why Kidzee will be much better. And we've got a small but experienced team of 2 co-founders. I lead this company's vision and strategy, and Alexander does the programming. And we have proved that we can work together in achieving goals with our previous project, which is a marketplace for services. And we're launching...
Time over.
OK.
I'm sorry, I need to be the evil guy. I need to be the evil guy. Now you have 3 minutes for the jury Q&A.
One of the most important questions of all is always, how are you planning to acquire your customers?
Well, we have already dealt with marketplaces. And the easiest part is to get those who are selling first. So we get a database, and then we just attract through social networks, because, for example, Facebook ads work the best in the Baltics. They have the lowest price and the highest quality. So basically, and we get the paying customers, so they're sort of attached to us, because those who sell have the money in the system and have the items in the system, and those who buy, well, the buying experience is much more better than the competitors.
Question. What about returns?
What about what?
Returns. I don't like that skirt.
Returns. Well, actually, right now, when you buy on classified, buyer takes the risk. We want to make that seller will take the risk. If something wrong, we have certain rules. If you obey the rules, if, for example, your item is damaged, so it's your responsibility to refund for the item.
Why do you focus on the Baltic market?
This is the market we can focus on now due to finances we have. If we get funding, we think about other markets. But right now, we can do it on our own in the Baltics only.
What about the competition?
right now, for example, in the Baltics, everyone's using classified websites.
No, in the world.
In the world. Basically, people use eBay, which is not the best. In the US, there are like ThreadUp or Swap.com, but these are only mainly concierge service. You lose a lot, from 20 to 40%, and it's a little bit different. Kidzee is cheaper and allows you to sell. So, no clear competition at this moment. Nothing like Kidzee. There's Spock, for example, in Germany, but it's mainstream.
And is the sales model is the only one that you considered?
No, actually, we'll be having a cut on each transaction. We'll be offering brand new clothes who don't buy, because not everyone buys second-hand fashion, right? But we know what they're selling, so it's a highly targeted audience. We can sell new stuff to them. And we'll be offering additional services like highlighting your item or getting it, lifting your item higher. So there are options.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is David, and I'm founder of BeScouted. And we are finding the best talents for creative photography projects. I've been working as a professional photographer for the last 5 years myself, and I love it. But every time when I need to find a retoucher, a model, a makeup artist for one of my projects, I get frustrated because it's time-consuming. Actually, it can take days and even weeks to find the correct members for your photo shoots. So I came up with an idea. What if I develop a product where I don't need to look for each of those members separately? Instead, I create a project, make a description, add some sample images, and all those members who like it, they participate in it. They join it and participate in it. All I have to do later is just to come back and select from those who have already expressed their desire to participate in it. That saves dozens of hours of time. And why time is so important? The digital photography market is $220 billion a year. The beauty industry is $300 billion a year. I don't even speak about fashion industry, where numbers are even much higher. All of those industries heavily depend on images. Images for online sales, images for marketing, social media campaigns, and you name it. In the industries that are so huge, time is so important. Less time you spend on model search or talent search, the more time you have for photo shoots, the more money you make. If you want to write a message to this model, you need to buy a subscription. What? I didn't even know that this model has been online for the last 6 months. So that's why we want to monetize only the real benefit that our users are getting. So we'll be having freemium and premium accounts. We'll be having demand image sales. And we're going to have transaction fees. We have launched last month. Since then, we have acquired 1,200 users. We have over 100,000 page views. We have spent $50 on Facebook marketing just to see how our users are reacting. Each one person out of 10 coming to our website becomes a registered BeScouted member. All this was made in less than a year by a team of 3 guys who believe that they can make a change. Now we are raising 168,000 euros for technical development of the product. Also, we are looking for a mentor who has experience in marketplace or entertainment industries. Have a dream, make a wish, and be scouted.
So how did the current, so the 1,200 users on the platform now, how did they find you?
Who?
So you have now 1,200 users.
Yes, oh yeah, okay.
Great. How did they find you now?
Well, we are utilizing the power of social marketing and word of mouth. We have been working a little bit with the pre-registered users, building up anticipation, and when we have launched, we spread the information, and users are coming and joining now.
Okay, but that's in the beginning, but now you need to scale up all the users. So
yes.
What's your second plan?
Exactly. What we are planning to do is to build such a product that provides real value, and users in social networks, especially models, travel a lot. And when they travel to some country, they get connected with many more models from other countries. And when they post pictures from B-Scouted photo shoots, all those models, well, they wanted to join in. That's how it works.
So which markets you are going to? What is a key market for you?
Well, the first key market is London, because it's a capital of fashion. It has similar mentality to what we're used here. Then we're going to United States, and then we plan to go to Asia. That would be the road mark like that.
And any competitors in London already?
Well, we don't have direct competitors. There are similar websites that usually provide profile hosting only, but you still retain the same problem as with Facebook or any social network, where you have to contact each member separately. It does not save time, though it narrows down your search a little bit.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how these projects are put together today and where they get connected otherwise?
Well, actually, that's why we are raising money. We just launched our MVP last month, and we want investment for technical development of the Creative Projects module.
How do you price this?
Price?
Yeah, what's your average revenue of, per user?
So we have freemium and premium. Now it's free. I mean, now we want to grow and scale. Now it's free, but then we'll having premium accounts. Actually, users will be able, any of the users will be able to create one project a month. If they want to create more, it means they are using the product, they like it, they're professionals, so they're paying subscription fees.
How much?
We estimate $15 a month now, and later we're going to be having transaction fees also.
Thank you very much. Be scouted.
Thank you very much. Bye.
We are Branchtrack, and we are changing the way companies learn. Now, if you've been an employee, like millions other people, you've probably been trained to do your job. And corporate training comes in two forms. It's either online, PowerPoint-based presentations and manuals, or it's face-to-face training in classroom with a coach. Now, the problem is no one has ever learned how to be a good salesperson, for example, by reading a manual. And the face-to-face training is just too expensive to scale. Now, we've combined the best of these two. Wow, that was cool. The best of these two into customer simulations, which are safe online way for employees to train critical skills in sales and in customer care. It's all in the cloud, it's very easy to use, and even HR people can do that. They don't need any technical skills to build a simulation which is impactful, it looks good, and it can be delivered anywhere on any device out of the box. Now, currently, we are pricing it based on the number of people who are building these simulations, and we're going to launch a model which is based on the number of people who are taking these simulations, so it's more scalable. And finally, we are going to deliver a marketplace where talented trainers will meet with enterprise customers who are willing to pay them for the talent and know-how that they have. Now, the corporate market is huge and growing. We are in a segment which is growing fast of all. It's tools and platforms, and we're approaching this from the angle where it's easier to show return on investment. Now, the team behind the product combines the skills and experience from both the talent and learning side and from the software and web development side, which is a pretty unique combination for corporate training market. And thanks to that, we have been able to deliver a product which is already working with real companies training real people for money. And with help of Seedcamp, we are currently syndicating a round of 500,000 euros to help us get where we want to be. Now, if you're interested, I welcome you to talk to me, hopefully after the finals. Thank you.
There are so many companies in the world and in Europe doing exactly the same way what you are doing. What is it so different as compared to any others?
Every e-learning authoring company is producing the content. We have created a tool where any company can build their own content. So we are not giving them the fish, we're giving them the fishing stick. And by that, we can scale infinitely. We don't need more people to build more content. Instead, we have the community of content builders throughout the world using the tool that we are giving them throughout the world. It's an entirely different level. It's the next level to what you're describing.
What's your customer acquisition strategy?
Currently, we are relying heavily on content marketing and people discovering us through industry, but we are launching an ambassador program where people who are in love with building learning that works will bring the good word of Branchtrack to more people in their localities, thereby building the community of people who will create the content which will solidify us in that market.
Will you need Salesforce, or are you planning just to reach customers using online?
At this stage, we're looking to try both ways, both the inbound content and community, and also put people on the phones, let them do their job, cold calling. Let's see what happens.
What about quality of your offerings? Are you going to curate the stuff that's posted?
The content that the company is building for their own employees is pretty much their own achievement or their own fault, but we're hoping to bring together the community of experts which will be able to sell them their services to help curate, help build good stuff, and not us personally not going to be involved into curating millions of courses delivered on the platform.
Ultimately, the quality will make your platform good.
Absolutely, yes.
Not the quantity of offering.
Absolutely,
so
yes.
How are you going to tackle this?
There are already people with creative side who are doing this professionally. We just need to make sure they have an ability to make money with it, so they will stick with the platform, they will help build quality product for the companies.
You need more than this.
Well, let's see. You want to come on board and try with us? Thank you.
No, we have a last one. You have 9 seconds.
One last question. You mentioned that you were approaching the problem with a more results-oriented approach.
Yep.
How can you explain some of the value that you provided to your customers?
Yes. Branching simulations can be used in a variety of ways, but we're starting with the sales, where it's easy to show return on investment.
Thank you, Branchtrack.
Thanks.
Hi guys, my name is Dalila Sheita and I'm co-founder and CEO of CGTrader. We run a 3D design marketplace. We help designers sell their 3D models and we help businesses hire 3D designers. The models that we sell look like this and they are bought by customers in a number of industries, such as architecture, gaming, 3D printing, virtual reality and others. However, we believe that there is an immense opportunity for 3D content over the coming years. And that's because of these 3 reasons. In the coming few years, several major players are launching virtual reality headsets. That means that every application created for these platforms will need 3D content, making us very valuable. Secondly, industrial 3D printing is already producing high-quality products. The prices are still quite high, but they are set to drop over the coming years, which will require a huge amount of 3D designers. Finally, 3D scanners are starting to be embedded in every mobile device, tablet, laptop, and computing device, making much more 3D designers worldwide. We think that right now 3D is at the inflection point, much like stock photography was in the 90s. And we are working very hard to take advantage of this opportunity. Over the past 2 years, we've been working to acquire 3D models, and we grew the number of 3D models to 100,000, 11 times. Our designer community grew to 180,000. And our revenue is currently at $500,000 per year. We are proud to have customers such as Laos, Amazon, and Staples, among many small design studios all over the world. And this has been possible by doing it with a very strong team. We have 13 people in our team right now. Our founder is Marius, who is a 3D designer himself, so he knows 3D designer mentality and how to attract and retain them. We've tried to attract people from different startups such as Trustpilot, Modnik, and others. And we are looking to take the company to the next level. We are raising 3 million Series A this year. We would like to expand our product and engineering team, as well as scale our buyer and design acquisition efforts. We would be very interested to start the discussions already now. So thank you very much for your attention.
I've got a very strange impression that you are doing everything, from rocket science to machines and Mickey Mouses. What is your real focus?
Our focus is 3D design, 3D designers. So
for everything?
Sorry?
3D design for everything.
Yes, so we have parts of our library for 3D printing, parts for game applications, and parts for computer graphics. But the part that unites is the 3D designer. That's our expertise. And that's what we know how to work with.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you source the 3D designers, how you build a community, and also how you compensate them?
Yes, so we take a commission from each transaction they make on the marketplace. We take 15%. We attract the designers. Half of our designers are now coming organically by word of mouth. So they've heard of us, and they are joining CGTrader. We also run challenges and community initiatives to attract them, and we have a sales team that works directly with the top designers, inviting them to CGTrader.
What's your exit strategy?
Actually, we believe that 3D has a lot of opportunities in terms of exit. First of all, there are 3D software providers such as Autodesk. Secondly, there are 3D printing companies such as Stratasys 3D Systems and others. If virtual reality takes off, there are virtual reality headset manufacturers to create the ecosystem. We see many retailers entering the space as well. So, for example, Amazon, Laos, and Staples, Microsoft is entering augmented reality space. So there are a lot of opportunities.
Yes, but the barrier to entry is not high.
Yes, but you know, with marketplaces, initially it's very easy. But to get to 100,000 models, almost 200,000 designers, it's quite hard. So we already have that traction.
Okay,
thank you.
How many models does the average designer upload to your site?
It depends. We have the models are provided by around 3,000 designers, 100,000 models by 3,000 designers, but there is a big long tail. We have some professionals who make a living out of selling 3D models. So they have a few thousand models and they look at it as a business.
Where do the designers and the users come from? So how does like the geographical split of the user base look like?
The designers come from all over the world, very distributed. Customers come from US and Western Europe.
Thank you very much, CGTrader.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Simas, and I'm from GoHisto, which is a part of Go.ly. So what we do, we have a personalized e-learning program which helps to prepare for any kind of examination by showing you your knowledge gaps. Please meet Gustas. He's Lithuanian. He's currently preparing for his high school exams. What he tries to find out is the best way to prepare. What we have now is books, tutors, internet. Books are great. I love books, but they get boring. We have internet, and you find a lot of unreliable information over there. And also you have tutors. They're really great, but let's be honest, they're really expensive. What we do, we have a program in which you come, you spend a diagnostic test, and we show you your knowledge gaps, even the smallest, the weaknesses of yours. And then even having a week to prepare, you can do it properly to come to examination and get 100%, an A or any other. Where we are now, we chose history to start with, and we chose Lithuanian market because we know it really well. We wanted to show that it's a good way to prepare, the new way to prepare. Our system works, and also we wanted to show you guys that people buy it. They need it, students and teachers. Idea was born in the end of 2013. We launched beta version in 2014, and in 1 week we got 3,000 registered users. So that's 25% of the target audience for history in Lithuania. And where are you now? We already have full version for history, and we are going to other markets, other countries, and other subjects like biology, mathematics, and so on. Some conversion rates, some statistics. According to Google Analytics, we already have more than half of our target audience in just 3 months of doing this, and 1K of them are already premium. Why does this happen? Because people loved our program. Students shared the word. They said, hey, come on, that's a great program. You should use it. You're my friend, you should use it. Also, teachers find out. They reached us, and they said, can you show me to me? I'll recommend it to everyone. And that's what happened. Our premium users growth had a rise in recent months because schools started to use it in the classrooms, and the premium users, amount of premium users increased. Business model is simple. We sell subscriptions for schools or for individuals. We sell for schools in the autumn, in the start of the academic year, and then we sell for students in the spring when it comes when it starts to matter. And now we're reaching for investment of 250,000 euros, and with that money we're going to other markets and other subjects. So thank you very much. That's Go Histo.
Thank you very much for that. So I think, in general, curriculums will vary quite a lot between country and country. So my question to you is, especially in a subject like history, which is a social science, how much of the content needs to be reproduced and recreated when you expand into other, different markets, and how much of it needs to be reproduced over time as the curriculum will change?
You need to, in every year or two, you need to invest just a small amount of money to make it fresh in every market. And going to other markets, you need to create it all own, the new one. But we have 5 strategies how to get the content. Basically contacting the publishers, companies, contacting the eminent teachers in the sphere, in the market. So we know that it's a challenge. But we know, we name it, we highlight it, and we know how to deal with it.
Let's just focus on a history. Technically, and according to the law in this country, every school can choose a book from which we are teaching kids. So in principle, you are dealing with at least 10 books on history, and you have to plant all that on internet, and we are talking, I mean, 250,000 is totally unrealistic.
250,000 is going to 2 markets and having 3-4 subjects to start with, to have better versions, and to see where we pull back, where maybe in some country they don't need it, this subject, and where we will go in.
Okay. Are you familiar with a company called Young Digital Planet?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
We are unique because we really dig deep with knowledge gap showing. Our program identifies everyone, all the smallest gaps of yours, the weak spots. We give a full reports, what you need. So even in the short term, in a week, in evening, before the examination, you can be fully prepared because we highlight even the smallest gaps. That's what we focus in. I understand that there are a lot of platforms emerging every day. The market is booming and so on. We understand it, and we know where we are unique at. That's identifying your knowledge gaps.
And who do you intend to market to? So is it the teacher, the student, the parent, the local councils? Who would it be?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, what we do, we first of all focus on students. But it gets like this. In the spring, everyone's thinking about examinations, and then we focus more on students. And also we work on schools in the autumn and summer, so they buy the subscriptions for all the year. So first schools, and then we also talk with students.
Thank you very much. Go Isto.
Hello, everybody. My name is Domas. I'm from a company called Promotu. In Promotu, we designed the fastest electric off-road bike in the whole world. Different kind of bikes, different kind of type bikes are emerging every day in the world. And the tendency is that they all go electric. The technology of batteries and motors is getting cheaper, so the electric vehicles become more and more interesting for everybody. Like in the last 5 years, the market has doubled. The rise of technology brings new things into market. Like this is a very powerful electric bike, which was this is first production bike, which was manufactured in 2011. And today, there are 4 production bikes in the whole market. This shows us that the market for such products is getting more and more interesting. And the one there is manufactured in Lithuania. So the mankind always seeks to find, to go better. So people want more from things that they have, like from the bike to be more faster, and from the motorcycle to be lighter, and so on. So here we decided that we want to do both, and we want to do better than all others of those two. Therefore, we decided to redesign the frame and the suspension and put very powerful motor into electric bike and bring new experience to people. We believe that we have a very good team. Linas is designer of that previous Lithuanian version bike. Myself, I'm a professional engineer, have a lot of experience in motorsport, and therefore we think that we are capable to design the best and fastest electric off-road bike in the whole world. Our aim here is to find the third team member, which would help us with business development. And if you think that you can dare working with us and facing challenges, please come to us and join us. I am again from Promotu. Thank you very much.
Has anyone been injured yet?
Sorry?
Any injuries?
No, not yet.
So what's the top speed?
This bike can do 100, but this is not the limit, 100 kilometers per hour.
Exactly. So that's one of your most unique value propositions. You didn't mention it. You mentioned it, your range, but the fact where this is your unique value proposition, it's 100 k's an hour. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you trying, or how are you going to sell it? Is it going through a reseller network or a direct approach?
We are thinking, like in next 2 months, we are designing prototype. So we will speak a lot about it in the media, in the internet. And then we think to do pre-order. So we could sell some bikes, like 50 bikes, to people and get feedback from them. So we could improve and launch our production model. And we are thinking through affiliates, through shops and traders.
What's the selling price?
It starts from 7,000 euros.
Yeah. And including the margin of the resellers, correct?
Including margin, yes.
Okay. So it's the end user price. Okay.
I wanted to ask, what's the main application for it? Is it recreation, or do you have professional uses also foreseen for that?
Sorry, could you?
Is it purely recreational, I mean, for fun, or is it also for some professional purposes, like?
Well, this specific thing, ultra-powerful electric bike, is a very new thing on the market, and it doesn't have its own competitions yet. But there are competitions for electric motorcycles emerging now. So if this market gets bigger, there is a chance for competition. So one of the selling ways could be we design our own competition.
Is there any technical innovation or patents? What will be the long-term competitive advantage for you?
We are working now on understanding the patents, and this is very complicated thing, and we are not too deep into this knowledge, but we are working as we design. But this is very wide area, and we can do some or another change to fit within a place that we need to be in the market.
So basically, potentially you don't have long-term competitive advantage through the product design or technology?
Sorry?
The longer-term competitive advantage?
This thing, this bike takes us to develop...
Time is over.
Thank you very much.
Hello guys, I'm Rokas, and I'm a co-founder and CEO of Atori, an intelligent way to look at your research. So let me start with a question. How many of you have seen a research report? Raise some hands. Okay, so not that many. So I'm a trader, and I've seen quite a few reports in my life, over my career. And I'll tell you one thing, they're a damn inefficient way of using your time. And I'll tell you why. So we have a problem. The market that exists now has been for around 30 years, since the glory days of Gordon Gekko. And I'll tell you this, it's completely changed. Now, the reaction to research reports is in milliseconds with high-frequency trading. So we have a clear problem. The research is impossible to search, compare, benchmark, and use. So we're facing with a dilemma. Asset managers get thrown with 1.5 million of research reports annually, of which only 5% are read by them. So you know what? Let's do the math. It's 75,000 research reports that get read every day. Where's the rest? So it's unused, it's unutilized. So we're here to change that. So let me show you the solution, how we're going to do this. So we have a clear solution. Let's put a background on the actual market size. So there's 0.1 petabyte, and you're going to ask yourself, that's a small number. No, actually it's not. It's actually a number that has 13 figures in it, and it's 1/10 of the entire US DNA. That's some data for us to explore. So what we're going to do, we're going to apply that data, take all that research that exists, and aggregate it. So it's mostly from investment banks, sell-side investment banks, as well as individual research report. So we're going to aggregate that data, apply our proprietary natural language processing algorithms and machine learning to extract some value for investment management community and capture that alpha that exists there. So our goal in this mission is to basically customize it. So firstly, we're going to pull that into a single API, and then we're going to analyze it. So as a long-term goal, we want it to be a huge marketplace for research. So how do you look at that? Think of Apple meets research. So Apple Store meets research, where you can go and buy, and then anyone, not only B2B customers, which can only have access now, anyone, B2C, any investor in the world. So how are we going to access data? That's the question everyone's going to think, because it's hard. Those companies are rigid, right? So we have a clear B2B proposition for these guys. So they are not able to monetize this. They're not able to benchmark it, access it, and use it efficiently. So Wall Street is stuck. So we're here to change that. And we're going to do it by offering them anonymity, scale, automation, and speed. That's the most core important values for Wall Street. So competition is huge. And we're here targeting a niche market, which has a 30 billion market value. We're a huge team, which has contributed 3 key components. Knowledge. Any questions?
So, I don't want to repeat myself.
Sure.
But how do you acquire your customers?
How are we accessing data?
No. How do you acquire your customers which are going to pay for you, for your product?
So there are two ways to approach this. Firstly, we want to approach hedge fund managers. So hedge fund managers, we're going to give it to, as a give-to-get model, where we're going to give the data and we're going to ask them for feedback to basically capture more alpha. And on the other side, actually use them ourselves. So we're pretty young in the stage. We've only been around for 2 months and we got that feedback. On the other side, in the long term, we want to basically to put it as a marketplace for anyone to buy it. So now it's captured in the hands of investment banks and it's not open to public. If you want to actually search a single stock, you can only have blogs or like any kind of advisory where it's only ideas, but there's no access to that data.
No, I recognize the pain there. So, but you currently don't have users on the platform, right?
Yeah, we do have. We have partnerships with 2 hedge funds, which we're testing the whole algorithm with at the moment, because we've been only running for 2 months.
Yeah, because it's the quality of the output which makes you, well,
exactly
successful.
Yes,
so
exactly.
the quality of the output
ultimate
really
goal is to have create a marketplace where you can actually monetize pretty easily. Yeah. And with the current regulation in 2017, the whole this landscape is going to change because banks are not going to be able to embed that research into a commission.
Yeah, let's talk afterwards because I can connect you with a few pilot customers as well.
Exactly. Thank you.
Great idea.
How are you going to tackle standardizing the data?
So in our team, we have Daniel, who is a UCL professor, and he's running machine learning program there. And Daniel has a proprietary algorithm, which is basically, we standardize the data and tell what, using machine learning and natural language processing, we basically take the inputs that we care about. So if you have a research report of over 50 pages, what we sometimes only care about is the fraction of it. So let's say I want to do a comp analysis, and I only need EBITDA for a company in 2005, or a forecast in there. That natural language processing algorithm can understand that and basically pick it up and pick it from the report. So that's standardized. And then if you want to just create a standardized data, which we're going to run against some scenarios, that's something we're going to do in the future. But firstly, we want to provide an API with aggregated data and give it to hedge funds to basically play around with it, to get the feedback from them. We already spoke about them, and then if you actually capture the alpha, they would offer you, okay, I'm going to buy you and make that money, or you go and set up a hedge fund and trade on that data yourself.
And will you develop custom-made solutions for hedge funds, or will you have a generic?
For the moment, customized, but data is going to be generic. But we're looking at different ways, basically.
Thank you very much, Satoru.
In front of you, you see Emilius. It's me. Yesterday, we launched a new tenders online system, Deal-Link. Deal-Link is an open business-to-business platform where contractors publish procurement tenders and get the best supplier. Suppliers submit proposals to get a new order. We give contractors the easiest way to get a new supplier. We give 100 suppliers ready to go, instead of 1 or 2 suitable Google search results. By the way, 1/3 of companies are receiving and comparing only 2 tender proposals. Is it indeed a clear view of the market? No. We help suppliers to reach big brands by providing an open, non-restricted participation in tenders. We give the easiest way to get a new client. We will help you to get a new deal. You will be seen in the largest contractors' tenders. This way, you greatly expand your customer base and enter international markets. How does it work? Common question. Get the link. Now you know that all contractors get unlimited options to choose from, and all suppliers get tremendous unique opportunities to offer their goods and services. So, get the link, select the target sector, publish procurement tender, and we make sure that your tender will mobilize hundreds of potential suppliers. Relax and wait. If you are a supplier, what do you have to do? Complete your business profile. And the smallest supplier will get an invitation from every contractor in the sector, even if it were as big as Lufthansa. When after receiving of invitation, then submit your offer and check. Later on, choose the best offer. Choose your way to succeed. Choose your channel and let's make a deal. Thank you.
You know, gifts and so on.
Yes.
And you basically eliminate all that.
Why?
Do you believe that this is realistic?
Yes, we hardly believe in it. All kinds of suppliers can participate in that, and all kinds of contractors and tenders can proceed during this system.
Yep. Because there are many platforms like this out there.
Sorry?
There are many.
How many?
Well, I've counted. So I think I talked to 500, 600 startups per half year. And in the last 6 months, I already talked to 7 platforms like this. So how are you going to differentiate?
Okay, thank you for the question. We are an open platform where participation of the contractors is for free, and all information for suppliers is also for free. Only submission of the tender is charged by small fees. So monetization principles.
Yeah, but that's not unique. That's not your value proposition if you compare it to your competitors, because they all have freemium models, etc., etc., etc. So what I really urge you to do is try to focus on a vertical and not doing everything. Try to focus on a specific vertical, because then you make a differentiator amongst your competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yep. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. My name is Mindaugas. I'm co-founder and CEO of Pipeline Pharma. This is B2B marketplace for pharmaceutical companies. I have been working in the pharmaceutical industry more than 16 years and was responsible for bringing products for my portfolio. I wasted a lot of time and money for traveling and exhibitions. The problem is that pharmaceutical companies are losing too much time, revenue, and profits in order to find reliable suppliers. Solution is marketplace, enables connect manufacturer with the pharmaceutical company online for pharma licensing deals just in a matter of days. The value of one business deal is 100,000 euro or even more, and our business model is get commission from successful transactions. This is a different business model comparing with competitive service providers like exhibitions, offline brokering, or payable information online. And this is also a different business model comparing with the other marketplaces, non-specialized marketplaces like Alibaba or ePharma Hub, as we are focusing our activities for pharma licensing deals only. In marketplace, you can find a product and make a business proposal, get commercial conditions and negotiate online, and close the deal online. You can save a lot of time and money for traveling and exhibitions, and you can make more deals faster. That's how easy it is now. Since launch 20 months ago, we have more than 4,000 registered users and more than 200 paying customers. Our year-to-date revenue is 40,000 euro, and we are 12% above our sales targets, and on the way to reach our annual sales target of 200,000 euro. Our user acquisition cost is 10 euro. However, one client can generate 1,000 euro or even more per 1 year. So this is a really good project for the investment. We are here today as we are looking for 400,000 euro. Half amount is already secured from regional venture capital fund. We are going to use the investment for product development and user acquisition via global marketing activities and launch in several big markets. Our next milestone is to reach 500 paying customers and €500,000 revenue until end of 2016. The market is huge. However, we are focusing our activities for small and medium-sized pharmaceutical companies, where market size is around $2–3 billion. Our success story that at the beginning of our journey, we started to take a market share from this huge and growing pharmaceutical industry. And we believe that our journey just started. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm open for your questions.
You have indicated that Alibaba is your competitor.
Like business model, marketplace, and they have everything, including pharmaceuticals APIs.
Is it realistic to compete with Alibaba?
We are not competing with Alibaba. Alibaba is very broad, and they are, I would say, even not a competitor. It's maybe some kind of indirect competitor in certain area. We specialize in our activities in only pharmaceutical industry. So we somehow a little bit, I would say business model is marketplace, but the competition is, okay, if Alibaba will develop a little bit more in pharma industry, then it can become potential competitor. And we think that potential competitors can be marketplaces who do business in pharma industry.
How come your acquisition price of customers is so low?
At the moment, we calculated how much we're spending for user acquisition, and we just divided how much users we are gaining. So we came to this user acquisition cost.
Okay, there's the early adopters and so on that you gain, but looking forward, you know, it's going to cost more and more, especially if you go global.
Yes. We estimated with Google metrics that there are now about 3 times we can spend the same amount in order to grow users on the same price level. And later, you're right, it will cost more to acquire the users. But the value of the user is quite high, so yeah.
Provided they're active.
Sorry?
Provided that the user is active, the value is high. If they generate volume, if they don't, it's not high.
Okay, so we evaluated that percentage of some of the users generating the deals. So yeah, it will be some users who will register, some will stay and generate the deals.
Question, how many similar companies to Pipeline Pharma are now in the world?
I would say if you're looking to online information platforms, there are generic licensing, pharma licensing, the companies who are selling information online. Generic licensing, 7 years in the market, and they have 9,000 dossiers. We are 20 months in the market, and we have 35,000 products. Pharma licensing is 17 years in the market, and they have 20,000 dossiers, and they're specializing in biotechnology. Interesting is that since 20 months from the launch, we reached the level of the competitors who are 17 years and 8 years in the market. So thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Arthur, and I'm CEO and co-founder at Sweepa. Sweepa is the only one specialized online competition platform in Lithuania at the moment. We have created this project for a reason. As business developers, we have noticed that our clients are facing problems in reaching their target audience and engaging their potential clients. Also, they are paying not reasonable fees for marketing tools. It is estimated that more than $250 million are wasted each year globally. So we came up with a solution. We have built a platform where companies can create the competition on their own in only 3 steps. Also, all statistics are clearly visible, so companies will pay only for what they get. By custom marketing solutions, we will help our customers to improve their brand and engagement even more. What is the biggest advantage is that we will allow our clients to segment their database by 4 variables, which will allow them to reach their target audience and avoid price hunters. As Sweepa is two-sided marketplace, our clients will be all B2C-oriented companies with tangible goods or services, while our users will be most likely women between 18 and 35 years old. We have launched this project on 27th of April this year. So we are operating only in 10 days, and we have managed to attract 15 companies, which have launched established prices, which are valued more than 2,500 euros. However, we are not, Lithuania is the start market. However, we have much bigger vision and ambitions. We plan to expand to one of these regions, and most likely it will be Southeast Asia region, because due to number of population, growth of internet, and the hunger of online innovative projects. However, we are not alone on the market. Our biggest competitors in terms of features and the concept itself is MyOffers.co UK from UK market and JustPlay from South Africa. However, they are operating only in global advertising and online competition markets, while we plan to cover daily deals market as well, which is worth $6 billion globally in 2015. So it is clearly seen in our pricing strategy. At the moment, we are charging companies by freemium business model. Secondly, when we will have sufficient database of users, we will be charging by cost per click. And finally, it will be after competition sales. As a team, we have worked with more than 50 companies in 30 different industries, launched more than 20 brands in 6 continents. We are looking for investment and to show off to our clients and users.
So those 15 customers in 10 days?
15.
15 customers
okay,
in 10
maybe.
days,
Yeah.
more or less. So how did you contact them? Did you?
It was direct contacts.
Friends and families?
No.
Oh.
Some of them, yes. Some of them were warm contacts. Some of them we didn't know, and we showed the value for them.
And what was their main reason why they wanted to use Sweepa?
For example, we have managed to attract Forum 1 that they are working with Richard Branson, and their value was huge audition of business people, which might be interested in meeting Richard Branson.
Okay, and the other ones?
Other ones, we are promoting them in other ways, in Facebook and our other channels. That's why they saw the value for us.
Okay.
And at the moment, everything is free of charge. They are not paying anything at the moment.
No, I get it. So let's connect afterwards, because I know a few tips of you. Yeah? I don't want to do it public, but maybe one-on-one.
Okay,
yeah?
Great.
The jury is thinking. Thank you very much.